Maple Crest Estates was the kind of neighborhood that prided itself on uniformity. Neatly trimmed hedges, beige stucco homes, and an HOA board with a reputation for preserving community standards. They were known more for sending out compliance letters than for welcoming diversity or individuality. So when Ava Dorsey moved into Lot 47, some board members quietly decided she wasn't a good fit. Ava was different. A tech entrepreneur in her early 40s, she wore bold colors instead of beige, planted wildflowers instead of manicured lawns, and drove an electric SUV wrapped in custom art instead of a standard-issue black sedan. But she paid her dues, maintained her home, and never broke a single rule, though that didn't stop the HOA from making her feel unwelcome. At the monthly HOA meeting, the whispers turned into words. "We feel, Ms. Dorsey," began Harold Minter, the longtime board president, adjusting his tie with practiced self-importance, that your aesthetic choices and lifestyle might not be aligned with the values of Maple Crest. You may not be a good fit here. Ava sat silently for a beat. Then with a serene smile, she replied, "That's interesting feedback, Harold. But you may want to read your inbox this week." The room fell silent. What the board didn't know and wouldn't learn until it was far too late to stop was that Ava had recently finalized the acquisition of the property management firm that oversaw Maple Crest Estates. Her company, Dorsey Holdings, had just merged with Clearview Property Group, the largest residential management firm in the region. And that meant Ava now owned the contract that governed the HOA's operations, vendors, landscaping, legal services, and enforcement authority. The next day, residents received a letter. Subject: changes in HOA management structure. Effective immediately, Maple Crest Estates will transition to new oversight under Dorsey Holdings Residential Management. We remain committed to compliance, but with a renewed emphasis on transparency, community input, and homeowner rights. At the next board meeting, Harold tried to reassert control. "We are still the elected HOA board. We decide community standards." Ava simply opened a folder and slid across a document. "This is the revised operating agreement. Your board now serves in an advisory capacity only. All final approvals, enforcement, and community engagement strategies now go through my firm. You're welcome to contribute, Harold, but you don't control anything anymore." It wasn't a hostile takeover, it was just efficient. Within a month, Ava implemented major changes: updated landscaping guidelines to support eco-friendly gardens, monthly town hall-style meetings, and a platform for residents to vote on proposed rules. The HOA transformed from an authoritarian body into a collaborative neighborhood council. Ava didn't retaliate. She elevated. Some board members resigned quietly. Others, surprisingly, stayed on, respecting the new direction in Ava's leadership. And those wildflowers in Ava's front yard? They inspired a neighborhood trend. Soon, front lawns that once looked like cloned copies began to bloom with color and personality. In the end, Maple Crest Estates didn't just find a good fit, it found a better future.